This is it guys, one of the best time of the year for gamers is starting right now. We've got Matt Chief's Game Expo on June 5th, E3 2021 on June 12th, but the pre-E3 announcements and other reveals are starting right now, and we've got some pretty interesting things to talk about in today's video, including the announcement of a new Resident Evil survival horror inspired project. We also might get a Far Cry 6 reveal this week, and the Xbox E3 showcase partnered with Bethesda as leaked thanks to the popular industry insider Jeff Grubb. Let's get into it. First off, we have got a new survival horror game announcement by the name of Daymare 1994 Sandcastle, which is looking absolutely terrifying and intends on bringing next generation action and gore into PS5, Xbox Series X and PC, but also last gen consoles. This is a sequel, by the way, to a game by the name of Daymare 1998, which turned out to have mixed reviews at launch. The game had a lot of soul, a lot of heart into it, you could see that, but the technical side completely destroyed the game's popularity. Surprisingly, the developers are back with this sequel and intends on bringing the best aspects of the past game as well as upgrading them and getting inspiration from other popular survival horror games. Daymare 1994 Sandcastle is a third-person story-driven survival horror game where you step into the shoes of Special Agent Delilah Reyes, a former government spy now in the service of a unit called Hades, and get ready to enter the most advanced experimental research center in the United States of America. Be careful though, because in the darkness of the desolate, labyrinthine depths of the military research center, there is something creepy and lethal awaiting you. You'll grab one of the most innovative and technologically advanced weapons of all time and prepare to face never before seen creatures while you make your way through a series of frightfully evocative settings all ready to be discovered. A perfect mix of fierce and deadly enemies, hardcore action game mechanics, environmental puzzles, a chilling soundtrack, plenty of exploration, and massive dose of concentrated horror wait for you in Daymare 1994 Sandcastle. No place is safe, especially when you're being hunted by your nightmares. You'll need to fight, kill, and dismember the new enemies that stand between you and the resolution of your mission. So frighteningly intelligent, aggressive, and realistic in every detail. Moreover, even if you're sure you've killed one, you'll find out it can come back in a completely new form and even deadlier than before. Thanks to the innovative device installed on Rhea's arm, you can analyze portions of the environment and reveal new puzzles to solve, pick up secret documents, and detect hidden items. If you love the nostalgia of Daymare 1998, in Daymare 1994 Sandcastle, you will feel like you're living and playing a typical action horror film of the 90s. Expect to be transported back in time to many familiar references and a frightfully authentic atmosphere with a retro flavor, the developers said. This is a game inspired by all the classics, and they're also putting a modern tone to it. As they stated, with this game there will certainly be no shortage of guns, but prepare to equip one of the most innovative and powerful weapons ever created, the Frost Grip. Finally, you'll choose the most appropriate game difficulty based on your ability in combat and your experience with survival horror. Either way, it will be a serious challenge for the faint-hearted. The first trailer sure is showing something promising, but we'll have to wait and see its gameplay before fully judging. Let me know what you guys think of it and if you're excited for this. Next up, we have what might be the leak reveal date of the long-awaited Far Cry 6 game. Ubisoft has been extremely silent concerning its new open-world game in the Far Cry franchise. Far Cry 6 is precisely Ubisoft's next big game, and since its announcement trailer almost a year ago and its delayed release date of February, we haven't heard a single thing about it. This is all coming to a stop, as coincidentally to this massive leak I'm going to talk about, Ubisoft has been highly teasing Far Cry 6 recently for no reason at all. That is, until this leak came around. According to Next Gen on Twitter and YouTube, and also an unknown person leaking important things on Reddit, a new trailer and interview for the game will premiere on May 28. While for now it may seem like there is nothing to confirm this, there are a few other sources that point towards some kind of reveal. First is the Far Cry Twitter account, which has been tweeting material and quotes from the antagonist Anton Castillo that paint the revolution in a negative light, just recently, and they've been doing this extensively. We also have the YouTuber Joe Raptor, which is a popular partner of Ubisoft, that is teasing something Far Cry 6 coming very soon. But please take all of this with a grain of salt. We have absolutely no confirmation of anything regarding this, but a reveal coming this May 28 is still very likely. Only time will tell, so stay tuned for that, as I will definitely be covering it on the channel. Ubisoft says that it believes a lot of fans were ready to return to a tropical setting, which is part of what influenced Yara, the game's official city. Ubisoft says that the nation's living postcard aesthetic and vintage cars were inspired by Cuba. Esperanza is its capital city, the first main urban environment in a Far Cry game, which Ubisoft says will play a bit differently from past games. It almost sounds like Assassin's Creed, what they're referring to, like we're gonna parkour on some rooftops and close alleys. In Far Cry 6, you'll be fighting in a revolution against the rule of Yara's dictator Anton Castillo, who has been in power for 50 years. It appears to be a dangerous time for the country, with the trailer showing government agents with guns and riot shields and civilians with explosives. Ubisoft says its writing team spent time in Cuba, getting to know the island and meeting former guerrilla revolutionaries that influenced the game's story. Ubisoft finally said that you'll be able to choose to play Far Cry 6 as a man or woman. Depending on your choice, Danny, the main character, will be voiced by different voice actors, of course, but the story will be the exact same. Finally, we have the leak release date of the Xbox E3 conference, which always brings some really great announcements each year of its appearance, especially right now since the company giant is associated with Bethesda, so we're likely to see Starfield, some more of Halo Infinite, and so much more. Now, thanks to Jeff Grubb, who's almost always right in his leaks and talked about so many stuff in the past months, we might have our release date for the conference. It looks like the date, and possibly even a little time, has been revealed for Xbox E3 2021 conference next month, as Jeff Grubb has revealed its schedule to take place on Sunday, June 13. Jeff also mentioned earlier in his video announcement that Microsoft is scheduled to make the official announcement at some point this week, so it won't be long until the date and time is officially confirmed. Though since E3 is taking place between June 12 and June 15, it is a pretty safe bet to take that this conference will be on June 13. There is so many things we could be seeing, like the reveal of Hellblade 2, the new Wolfenstein game, Silent Hill, and so on. There's also going to be the Summer Game Fest during that time, as well as the IGN Gaming Show and my show, Matt Chief's Game Expo on June 5th, that will reveal a ton of new indie games. Now really is a great time to be a follower of upcoming games, as so many reveals are coming very soon. Make sure you guys subscribe to stay tuned for that, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Thanks to Richard Westfall, Bruce Wayne 236, Thunderbeard, Kian Zofagari, Rickno23, Diamond Hunter 45, Themistocles, Space Beer Gaming, and Rash Singbati for being a master member on the channel. You can become a survivor member for as low as 99 cents only by clicking the join button below. This will support me and the channel as a whole to continue making videos on the games that truly deserve it.